What's up, everybody? Today I'm back with the chess drop with another video. Today we'll be showing you how to counter White's early queen attacks. White's early queen attacks are very annoying, and I'm sure you've played them before in the low 500 to 1000 elo. I will show you a very simple but effective way to counter them today. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm sure you've all played e4, e5. We'll be showing what to do is in the black pieces today. And you've probably faced queen h5. Now this is a very scary move at first if you're a beginner, but after you watch this video, stick around till the end. Don't want to skip any of these steps. But at the end of this video, you'll never worry about this move again. Okay. So, first we'll show what you must not do. Never try just kicking the queen out. You'll get checked like this, and you will lose your rook. No matter how you defend this, the rook will be lost. So don't do that. You will get forked. Never try kicking the queen away right away. You will lose this pawn. He has a central pawn now. He can easily retreat anywhere, and you'll have to be stuck because you'll have to block this check some way. So don't try attacking the queen right away. Don't try that. Just calmly defend your pawn. Just defend your pawn. That's all you need. Don't focus on this right now. He's attacking your pawn. That's kind of one of the main ideas when you are attacking that central pawn. Or when bringing the queen out. You attack the central pawn, but make a look here. Now you will will likely try bishop c4. Threatening checkmate in 1. Now, don't try kicking the queen here either. You'll be checkmated in 1 move. So, once again, don't focus on the queen. Focus on defending. So, there are a few ways you can go about this. You can develop your queen to defend this square. That's the one key. Just defend this square. So, they can't take anymore because they'll lose their bishop. And you develop a piece pointing at the king. It's a pretty good move. And other than you kind of block your knight in, it's pretty good. So, I personally play this now because if they take, your knight will take. So they can't play that anymore. And then you can get your knight out, you could get your bishop out, here, and their queen is just forced to move away. Now don't think you're out of this yet, because they can retreat here. And they're still threatening checkmate in 1. But now you can play the queen again, blocking their queen, or you can play your knight now. Now you can play your knight because there's no way for them to get in. And you just completely block them. You're developing well, and it'll be very annoying for them. So they will probably think about developing a piece. And now you can play knight d4. Very useful. When the queen comes out early, it's very easy to target for your opponent. So don't bring your queen out early in any opening, really, unless it demands that. But as you can see, we're attacking the queen, and we're threatening to fork right here on the next move. So white has to be very careful here not to fall into any traps. So the only move for white that doesn't lose immediately is to bring your queen right here, which is not great because you're trapping in the pawn, and yeah. So that is basically the best way to get past it, and then you can continue with an attack, develop your pieces naturally, and that is how you get past that. So, if you've played the bots, Nelson tends to play like this a lot, and I'll show you later in the video what to do against Nelson. I'll play a game against him, show how to counter that. Yeah, so maybe they don't bring the bishop out, but they bring the knight out to attack this piece twice. You don't have to worry. You can just bring your queen out calmly, defending the pawn. And now they can't take it anymore. So that's one way. You can't push this pawn, but you can push this pawn and make this pawn chain. And you'll be able to develop your bishop at some point. Or you could just move the queen here. I don't recommend this move because it kind of gets your bishop stuck. But there's many ways to defend that pawn. So that knight attack doesn't work very well. If you defend like this, they might try attacking, threatening checkmate like this, but you can just shoo them away now because they can't take. You're blocking them. And once they move, they have to go like here. You can just kick the knight away and stuff. And you can just get out from there. The queen, when white brings their queen out early, it's not hard to get past it. You just have to think through and not play quickly. That's just key in most openings. Don't play quickly. You could also play like h6 here, because now if the knight moves back here, you'll capture, and their knight is on the edge of the board. And that's annoying for them. Or you can push your pawn and just push the queen all the way into the corner where she's not very helpful back there. So there's a lot of ways to counter the queen. They might try like bringing the knight out and then trying to get it in, but the only thing you just need to remember is play knight c6. Very important to defend that pawn, because whatever else you play, a random move or even playing the queen works actually now, f3, but like I said earlier, I don't recommend getting your queen out early. It makes a good target. Like white can get their knights out this way and try to attack you that way, which will get annoying. So don't get your queens out early. They're easy to target with knights and bishops all working together. So I don't recommend you get your queen out early. And that is how you refute white's early queen attacks. You can just push or defend. Remember to defend. That's very important. And after you defend, no matter if they try checkmate in one, remember you can defend with your queen. You can remember that. Once again, I don't recommend getting your queen out early, but now you can push. And then when they play here, looking for checkmate, then you may play your knight and lock them out. And then you'll play some chess from there. They'll develop. You can do this and attack them. And it's not too hard. So now I'm going to play Nelson and show you. You might have played Nelson before. He's very annoying if you do not know how to counter his traps. I've gotten checkmated by him a couple of times. So Nelson always brings his queen out. Yep. So now remember, knight c6, defending the pawn. He will play that sometimes too, but almost always he brings the bishop out. And we know what to do when he does that. He just gave us a free pawn here. So one thing about Nelson is he's very bad at chess after you block his queen attack. So we can just take this free pawn here. And let's see what he does next. He tries attacking our queen, which is not the best move because we can block it with a knight, or we can just put our bishop in front of him. We don't want to take. Queen's defending it, so we can just block him. We can block with the pawn. Well, we can't block with the pawn. It's pinned to our king. So just block with your knight. Calmly block with your knight. He will take, because otherwise he would lose his queen. You may take back, I recommend, with the queen so you don't mess up your pawn structure. I know we are getting our queen out a little early, but it's not like the end of the world if you do. I just don't recommend it. So his queen is still hanging out over here. I'm not too worried because his bishop can come here, but our queen is defending. So we kind of want to take the pawn, but then he can take and get his knight out. And if he takes our pawn, we can take with our knight and get a piece in his territory. So let's just try to develop. Let's just get the queen out. We can put a bishop here and line up. Okay. He's defending his pawn. Pretty normal move. I'm going to get my bishop out and kind of have a long diagonal that way. He might not castle that way, but then we can castle and it'll be very safe over here for us. So another thing in the opening, as you can see here, Nelson is bringing his pieces. He's just played a bunch of queen moves. He brought his queen after I attacked it here. He brought it here, and now he's bringing it here. Like, there's no point in bringing it all the way over here. Don't play the same piece a lot in an opening. It's never good to play the same piece multiple times in opening. Usually only once or twice is when you want to play it, because then you fall behind in development and you can easily get killed that way. So let's just calmly get our bishop out, develop our piece. He's trying to attack us, but there's no worry in that. We can just block it with the development. And we can capture back with the pawn here, because then we have more central pawns. Central pawns are also very nice to have. Let's see here. We can capture with the knight, attacking the queen. which looks very good. But, however, we would hang this pawn, which I don't exactly love. Because just never let Nelson in your territory and he can't cause trouble. So we can take with the queen here. No tricks and traps. Okay. We can take here. He can take and we can take and win a pawn and attack his rook. But then he can go here and we'll get attacked. So, we don't want to go here. We don't want to take. This is pretty weak right here. This square. So if I castle, it'll put a rook attacking him, which is very nice. So, castling to make an attack. Okay, castles. I would never really castle that way on that move because my bishop and my queen are pointing that way. And he hung a pawn as well, so I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. But we can just attack him. Does hang the pawn, but if he moves, okay. Because if he had taken our pawn, we would have had checkmate and won. So, let's see here. Oh, so here's my point. Nelson just blundered a fork. We take, it's check, and a fork. Once you get past Nelson's opening traps, he's not hard. Nelson just got forked, check, and Nelson will be screwed. Okay, he doesn't even take the knight. That's what I mean. He's absolutely trash. He just lost his rook. He probably won't take my knight. Okay, he did. There's a free pawn over here. Why not grab some candy? So, yeah. Once you counter Nelson's queen attacks, it's very easy to stop him. He just lost his rook to a skewer. This is what I mean. Nelson just crumbles after his opening. If Nelson doesn't win in the opening, he can't win at all. He hangs the pawn again. We're literally up 20 pieces on Nelson down here. Come on. He's not that hard. And he just allowed check. What is he doing? I have no clue what he's doing right now. Nelson. Ugh, man. Let's just get a pawn going. He can't stop that. We'll just get another queen. Okay, he wants to attack me. You can play that game all day, boy. Yeah, I remember when I first played Nelson and didn't know about like any of his queen attacks or any of that. I got killed a few times. So, but after I learned it, I could beat him like every game since. Okay, take the pawn. He does have more pawns attacking. I don't know why he didn't take. He's being very dumb. It's hilarious. Nelson is just okay. Now he takes and hangs his knight. What is he doing? Nelson's just pure funny. And trash. Okay, he comes down. We don't want to promote because we lose. I could go here, and then when he takes, I promote. But I don't exactly love that. Let's just give him a check with our rook. Get all the pieces involved in attack. When attacking, it's best to have as many pieces in the attack as possible. Also, don't just blindly play as many checks. I like to checkmate. I like to highlight all the squares the king can escape to and mark the ones I have already covered. So this one's covered, these two are covered, this one's covered, this one's covered. So just these two. If I check here, he still escapes to any of those, but will likely be chased down. Or I can check here and he can't go here, but then he can come here and he'll likely get checkmated in just a minute. He'll probably attack me. Yep. Now let's see what we got. We could go here, but then he'd take my rook, and we don't exactly want that. Let's see. We have, not much of a way to defend my rook, so we don't have to worry about stalemate. So let's put our rook here, look to check him this way. Okay, he blocks my pawn, but we got check. And he is finished. Okay. Nope, can't play there. Check. And he's forced here. Check. Yep, checkmate. GG's. That is how you counter the early queen attacks and beat Nelson.